but as bright as ever. Even in the shadows, baby, kiss me. Fully turn the lights on. Your heart is glowing.
Hi guys, so welcome to my YouTube channel and my video for this look that we're going to go through today. I call this kind of like my, I guess, like daytime glam. So it's a really easy look to do. I'm going to go through it really simple. It's not too hard at all. So for everyone who's a beginner out there, you know, it's a really easy look to achieve. And I was kind of inspired by the sun coming out today. So I felt quite summery, kind of wanted to go for quite a bronzy look with, you know, like a nice pop of colour on the lip. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. And because we're going for quite a natural kind of daytime glam look, I'm going to stick with more of a lightweight foundation. And my favourite one, absolute favourite, is the MAC Face and Body foundation. So for anyone who's tried this, it is completely water based, meaning that, you know, it's really good for like sort of sensitive skin. Because I've got more of like a dry combination skin, this is perfect because it's quite hydrating as well. But this one is my fave because it's just super lightweight, hardly feels like you've got anything on your skin. But I'm going to mix that with my Prolongwear Concealer. And basically mixing the two together means that I get sort of like a medium coverage to it, and I love mixing it because it just gives me like a really nice finish. So I'm obviously going to use my trusty beauty blender to do that. I'm going to start by spraying it with my Fix Plus. Anyone who hasn't tried this Fix Plus needs to try it. This is the coconut one. It smells amazing, but basically it's great for using before you apply your makeup as like sort of like a primer, but it's also great as like a finishing spray at the end. But I like to personally use it to wet my beauty blender, and then I'm going to go in with my foundation. Give this a little shake. Do you need to give it a little shake? Careful not too much because it starts to like run down your hand. And I'm going to do a few pumps of the Prolongwear Concealer into that as well. So of course I've already got my skincare on, so my skin is nice and prepped, and I'm definitely going to do a video on kind of skincare and you know, how to kind of get a really super flawless base. But the trick sort of is to start off in the center of your face and then work your way out so it's got enough space to blend. And I love using the word melt. I really feel like foundation should like melt. How nice does that sound? But foundation should like melt into the skin, not kind of sit on top of the skin like a mask. Yeah. And then I just bounce the beauty blender around. And the trick for flawless foundation, guys, is to just use a little bit at a time and build that up. I see so many people like just taking a whole load of foundation and they're really trying to pat that into the skin, and the skin's going to be like, whoa, that is way too much, and it's not going to really sit or blend nicely into it. So this face and body foundation, it is, you know, it is buildable, but I love to mix it with like a concealer because it just gives me such a nice consistency. You can see the foundation gives a gorgeous glow on the skin. Once I've done that, I'm going to then obviously conceal under my eyes. Because I have dark circles, I do like to kind of brighten underneath my eyes quite a bit. And I'm going to go in, it's nearly finished this one, the Maybelline Eraser Eye, the one that everyone loves at the moment. Super affordable, drugstore brand. You can't really go wrong with this. I use the shade Honey. So I'm going to use this underneath the eyes, and I'm just going to go in with it here. And it is a couple of shades lighter, but that's what I quite like it to sort of just highlight underneath my eyes. And I literally just want to do that. And the thing I like about this shade, it's got a slightly pinky tone. So for anyone out there who does have, you know, does suffer a little bit from dark circles, but you don't necessarily want to have to use a colour corrector. I look really crazy talking like this, but you don't want to necessarily have to use a colour corrector and a concealer. The trick is, I just dropped my beauty blender and now I've got an itchy nose. Anyone else get that? You know, when you get like an itchy nose when you're trying to do your makeup? The trick is to get a concealer that's a couple of shades lighter than your skin tone, but is also got a pinky tone, because the pinky tone will help to lift any darkness and almost act like a colour corrector and concealer in one. So you guys can see I've just blended this all out onto my nose as well, because obviously you don't want that panda look where you've got like the rings. And obviously always blend the concealer into your face, like into the cheek. And I just want to go over my eyelids. You know, people who've got slightly darker eyelids, runs in sort of the skin tone that I have, being Asian. It just kind of gets rid of any discoloration. Creasing under your eyes is legit the worst thing ever. You want to kind of make sure that everything is nicely and flawlessly blended in before we set. Because girl, let me tell you, once you set the makeup with the powder, there ain't no way that anything is then moving. Speaking of setting, we're going to go in and I'm going to use the medium golden powder, and this is the MAC Mineralize powder, and I love it because it just gives such a nice glow to the skin, but while setting it as well. It's almost like it like blurs everything out. So I'm just going to take I use my little mini beauty blender, which I really like, because I find it just sets underneath the eyes really nicely. And what I can do is really press that product underneath. If you're wondering where to get these little mini beauty blenders from, I think this one was the Real Techniques collection. And they do like a little packet of like mini ones. They're really cute. But to be honest, this is one I stole from my sister's pack. They're great because it just gets into all the little corners. Guys, this is what's going to stop your under eyes from creasing. Really push that powder in and set properly. But these kind of like little tiny areas that I find, you know, makeup breaks down easily in, and it's usually like around a T-zone. I find that this is where the powder really needs to like be pushed in. Of course, this little chin area here. You guys are going to see me make so many faces in these videos. Because trust me, my makeup faces are quite jokes. So I'm just going to get my brush and just kind of go over the larger areas of my face. Yeah. You can see it just gives such a nice finish. That's like my main powder that I use to set. But what I like to do to add some glow to my skin, the Candleglow Sheer Perfecting Powder from Laura Mercier is beautiful for that lovely glowy kind of finish. You know, we all kind of sometimes get this where we're a little bit darker around our foreheads and around our jawline, so this kind of warms up the face a little bit rather than it just looking like one-dimensional with like one shade of powder. And I've got it in shade number 3, so I'm going to go in with this powder to just warm up the face and add just a lovely glow. I feel like skin should just look healthy, right? And when skin looks healthy, it usually glows and it has like a nice touch of colour to it. And now we can go into our contour. So I know contouring kind of just scares everyone. Let me just adjust my bow. So contouring doesn't have to be the whole, you know, stripes, crazy triangles, you know, it doesn't have to be as complicated. You can literally just use a bronzer to help shade areas of your face. I'm going to go in with the MAC, again, Mineralize collection. It's called Give Me Sun. I'm going to use my angle brush, again from MAC. This is the numbers are rubbed off because I've had them for so long. The 168 brush. Anyone who finds contouring hard, the easiest way to look at it is top of the ear down to the corner of the mouth. So literally that angle just there. And you want to stop where your eye starts. And on everyone that will be different, right? So this technique will suit anyone's face shape, which is why it's so great. You then just want to go back and forth in that area, going in that direction. If I slow this down, it sort of looks like I'm just going like this. But if I slow this down, when I blend my contour, can you see I'm just scooping up that cheekbone? And now what a lot of people tend to do is they go like this. If I start moving my brush in this direction, the contour is going to end up like down here. And that's when you kind of look a bit sad. What we want to do is we want to scoop up those cheekbones. They look super high, lifted. Again, I'm doing contour face, this is contour face. So I'm just going to speed that up a little bit, otherwise this whole video is going to be just me blending my contour, and I'm pretty sure you guys might get a little bit bored with that. I think we should like start naming like makeup faces. We've got contour face, mascara face, blusher face, eyeliner face. Oh my god, the concentration with winged eyeliner is real. So many faces. A lot of people say to me, oh, do I have to use liquid? Like, it looks so complicated, it looks really hard. You can get a similar effect with powder. So I'm going to get a little bit more on my brush, and I'm just going to go around my forehead, like so. And just a little bit, whatever's left over, I just kind of go along my chin and underneath my jawline. Now guys, if you are contouring with bronzer, the one thing to remember is try not to get something that's too orange. Also, anything that's shimmery is not going to work well as a contour. I'm also going to clean up this contour with the Laura Mercier powder that I use to set the edges of my face. This is a great technique if you found that your contour has gone too low or it's just sort of gone everywhere. So what I do is I use another beauty blender for this. I love my beauty blenders, but this is a separate one that I've just kept for powder, and I just get enough powder on there and I just shape up the contour just underneath. So what this does is it just allows you to clean up. Just start to shape that. So you know guys, don't worry, even if you made a mistake with your contour, it's really, really easy to clean it up. We don't want to look like we've got two lines on the side of our face. So I'm going to get my powder brush and I'm going to just blend this in. And you can see that now your contour is nice and soft. And I love to add some blush because I feel like blusher just makes the skin look really nice and healthy. My favourite blusher of all time is, again, you guys are gonna laugh, again, the Mineral Collection. So as you can tell, I do love the MAC Mineral Collection. It's called Warm Soul. Anyone who doesn't like, you know, super pink blushes and something that's just really nice and just gives a nice soft flush to the skin, this is my all-time favourite blusher. I've been using it I think for like 3 years now and I just never end up changing. And I'm going to use the same brush that I used for my contour because it's got like an angle side and it's got like a little fluffy side. So I'm just going to use a little fluffy side. And I like to smile like this. That gives you the apples of your cheeks just here. Start off here and then blend it into your contour. Now this blusher colour I'm using is quite natural, so you do have to build it up and just work it into the skin. And you know what? A really great trick, if you're not feeling too good on a certain day, if you've woken up, you know, just feel like, I'm feeling really off today, not feeling too great or positive, honestly, you feel really silly doing it, but I think that's why it works. But if you look into the mirror and just smile, it just makes you feel so much better. A little bit of a motivational trick there for you guys. So you know, if you're doing your makeup in the morning, you need to put blusher on, just smile, because not only is it good for your makeup application, get your blusher spot on, but also it makes you feel a lot better as well on the inside. Okay, so my blusher is all done, and last but not least, where would we be without highlighter, guys? I'm going to use my MAC Oh Darling. If you guys haven't heard about this highlighter, go check it out. It is the best golden finish highlighter. I say that so posh. Oh darling. But it's just, you feel like you have to because it's a highlighter. Yeah, I'm really not though. You should ask my friends how I speak to them. Anyway, and I'm just gonna pop that on. And I just pop it on, guys, just on, can you see that? Look, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. You just want to have it sit on top of your contour. And again, I like to stop around about where my eye starts. I don't bring my highlighter to like below, just because I feel like then it leaves like a kind of like a shine on my cheek underneath there. I call it like the little light bulb. Do what makes you feel good, and if you feel like you want a super shiny highlight, put on as much as you want. I just like to give myself a nice glow. So I'm just going to use a little bit down my nose as well. And then just whatever's left over on my fan brush, just across there. Just to make sure that there isn't any like sort of line between like my contour, blush and highlight. You guys can see that. I just take my blusher brush and contour brush again, and I just sort of go over that line to kind of blend it out. Looks a lot smoother, but you still have a nice little glow. I have cleaned up my does anyone else get this? So I get foundation lip, where you know, like you're putting your makeup on and by the end of it you're like, my lips are basically covered in like foundation and powder, and then you can't even see your lip. And I already have small lips, so I want to kind of make the most of what I already have there. So that's the skin done, guys, and I've just finished off with a really simple and easy eye makeup look and a beautiful red lip. So to see how I did that and to see the products that I used, head over to part 2 of the video. So for anyone who's actually interested in learning more about makeup, I do actually provide one-to-one private makeup lessons. So just drop me a message if you want to know more. Don't also forget to stick around for the bloopers at the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, then go ahead and drop me a like, and if you really liked it, then go ahead and click the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and as always, stay beautiful, stay you. Because like I said, if you, what did I say again? Oh yeah, if you a lovely, lightweight, feel, I don't know what I'm talking about. And have a look at have a little look at the colours. Told you, honestly, I can't speak today. I don't know what's going on. Look.